What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video. We got something pretty good, man. We got this older lady, right? We got this older sister who is saying, right, I'm assuming that she happened to talk to some guy, or she heard some guy essentially say, hey, it is sinful. It is sinful to date a woman with multiple kids. Now, listen, I get it. You know, people who are in this space and people who are the red pill, manosphere, people who are just hard on a lot of women. I get it. I understand it. Right. But the fact that a lot of these people, it almost seems like it's just almost as if they're unredeemable. Like they just don't care no matter what woman comes about. They don't care who she is. They don't care how feminine she is. They don't want nothing to do with them. So my biggest question is, why are a lot of guys on the red pill and the manosphere? My biggest reason is because I just got tired of seeing how women are acting in society, the type of behaviors that they're pushing, the disingenuous behavior, that other community, and wanting to see more of the black family come together. Now, I really didn't get into that until I really got into this YouTube, and I was like, okay, well, let me really start to get into what we got going on in our culture. So for the most part, man, I want to see black men and black women together. I want to see black men with a wife. It don't matter what ethnicity, no matter what race. But the fact that you got guys who are just so gung-ho on not wanting to really respect or care for women, it's just mighty wild. It's just mighty wild. And then you sit up here and say, hey, well, you know, it's sinful to date a woman with multiple kids. Nowhere in the Bible does it ever support no shit like that. If you want to be a father, which nobody suggests, but if you want to be a father to somebody else's kid, that is okay. It's not sinful, right? It's just not sinful. What happened? I mean, just think about it. What happened if a woman has triplets? Now, I know it's rare, but it happens. What happened if she has triplets and the guy that she was with didn't work out? She just can never get a man again. So like I said, you have guys who are just so biased towards men. You just have so many guys, man, who dislike women so much. Like I said, they don't care who it is. They ain't trying to give that woman no room. And it's sad because these guys will just overlook a good woman. These guys will see somebody like Halle Bailey and say, well, you know what, nah, they all the same. I'm about to show y'all this comment, man, of a brother who commented a couple of days ago on a video about the sister that we had on Pop the Balloon contest. The first sister to ever be genuine on that show, and not to be a follower, but you even got a guy coming on here saying, hey man, none of that stuff even matters, yada, 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 yada. We're going to go over that, but let's look at this video.
It's a sin to date a woman who have more than 3 kids. That is what this man just told me. He said, I am not running a daycare center, or am I doing charity? He said, why didn't her baby father marry her? Why should I come in and invest in her and in another man's children? He said, if the kids are grown, he have no problem with it. But he is not going to take up a woman or date a woman who have 3 or more kids. He said that is insane. And so, ladies, I know a man will say to you, oh, I want you to have my child, right? That relationship didn't work out, and then you end up being a single mom. And you fall in love again, and a man will say, I want you to have my child. That relationship didn't work out, and you end up with 2 kids.
Stop having kids at that point.
And if there is a man out there who does feel that way, which I don't know any man who does, but if there are men who do feel that way, that it is sinful to deal with a woman who has multiple kids. I mean, as she stated before, this dude just said that, hey, well, if these kids are grown, she has 3 kids, right? We're just going to throw that in there. If she has 3 kids, but they're all grown, that's okay. A sin is a sin, brother. Like that's just bottom line. It's just sad that there are a lot of brothers that just seem to not really care to be redeemed. And once again, I get it. As I've stated before, 95 to 98% of your women tend to be feminists. But what I will say, and this is just me personally, you can always find the one that is the least feminist, right? Even Halle Bailey picks up. Right now, granted, she is about as feminine as you're gonna get, right? She's about as feminine as you're gonna get. But even then, she still exudes somewhat of an entitled feminist mindset to some degree. Why? Because the only issue we ever had with her was being that she sat up here, jumped on the internet, got upset because DDG decided to take his son that came out of his ball sack onto Kai Cenat's show or podcast or whatever. And she writes and, oh, well, you know what? Nobody ever really told me, man, that my son was going to be there. Nobody ever notified me that my son was there. I care for my son, blah, blah, blah. It's like, ma'am, it's not just your child, but this is how a lot of your women who have a feminist mindset think. I mean, just look how unredeemable some of these brothers are. I mean, and I'm not going to put the brother's name in there, you know, just because once again, it's not me attacking them, but it's just more of, I'm seeing way too many brothers who are just trying to distance themselves from women that this is like, okay, are you like big fans of Saucy Santana then? Like, I mean, we got a lot of brothers who just don't care about women. And I'm just like, okay, well, where are you going to get yours off at? Where are you going to get yours off at? So this guy says, these videos don't mean ish because these are the same type of women that flip the script on you later on down the road. All of these women, whether modesty or not, choose the same BS in the end. And whether low-key or not, baby daddy or not, in general, they're all disloyal in this day and age. Ugly, pretty, masculine, feminine, don't matter nowadays. They're all disloyal and manipulative at the end of the day. You sound like a simp, dude. Right? That's what really got me. I'm like, brother, like you see my page, you know my page. Y'all can literally search my whole page. Don't play that simp shit. And don't play that simp shit. A lot of my homeboys tend to be simps. I don't play that shit. So the fact that you have guys, which we have the same ideologies, but then you get upset because, hey, guess what? We have a sister who is beautiful. We have a sister who is in her femininity. Literally the exact reason why we have the red pill and manosphere, because we're looking for these type of women because they are very few in between. You're upset because I've acknowledged that. That's stupid. I'm just like, I mean, sometimes I'm like, guys, man, like, are y'all really going down that route of Saucy Santana? Because there's just no way y'all do not want to deal with women at all. I get it. Most of them tend to be bad, but there are lots of them. I mean, there are lots of them that are good. And the fact that we have men who are like this, who would not even acknowledge it when they see one is mighty crazy. So let's go ahead and read these comments. Someone says, simply put, single mothers have no business dating at all. Then somebody else says, a woman will leave 80% of the time or sabotage the relationship. Then somebody else responds and says, sorry, ladies, having multiple kids, especially by different dads, is a no. Now, if you have two or less, cool, and one dad, but if you just laid up and never had a successful relationship and can't be the man because you laid down with him. And just going to her point, because as the chick says, you just got to stop having kids, because just going to the point, I mean, you just added on kids, because now you're talking about hypotheticals, and it's like, okay, well, you already started off with 3 kids. Then you said, okay, well, what happens if I go to a relationship, that man wants kids? What do I do then? Make sure that he marries you first, and make sure that this is something that y'all really want to do. But y'all let me know down below. What do y'all think? Then somebody else says, if he doesn't want to date women who have children, that is his prerogative. He doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. He's entitled to his opinion and has every right to choose for his life what best suits him. But you have way too many guys who just are against marriage, who are against, and I'm talking about marriage, man, who, like me personally, I wouldn't get married in a courthouse or have the government get in my business. It's not happening. I sign my own paper. You know, our vows is through the Most High. That's it. That's all that we're putting in our relationship. But guys wouldn't even take that approach. But also, if they see a good woman, they won't even acknowledge her. Doesn't make any sense. That's somebody that's kind of hypocritical. In my opinion, it's kind of backwards. But y'all do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. What do y'all think about this?